Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Operation Monster Force, the Delta Red Nocturnal Operation Zombie Defense Loadout. And I have to say it, and I got to look at the figure, but I think he might not be that good on defense. But anyway, here it is. We can kind of see everything. I guess there's that glare. It's got a riot shield. It's got some utensils, some accessories. They kind of look bloodied up. There's a different head sculpt. So I'm excited to get this thing swapped out and see how it looks. This is part of season 1. So if anyone was wondering that missing number, the Roman numeral, there it is right there. And here we can see the cross-sell of all of season 1. But this is one video, and then I have the headset, the head pack, and then I'm done. At least for now, until new stuff comes out. But anyway, let's get into this. I'm tired of seeing myself in this video, and you're probably tired of seeing me. But before we do, if you like this type of stuff, you like the Operation Monster Force stuff, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop an Operation Monster Force review. All right, so this is the this is different than what I thought it was. So this is the Delta Red Nocturnal Operation Zombie Defense Loadout. I thought this was a zombie head. This is from season 1. This is a different vampire head sculpt. So you know, you can use it with other figures, mostly from season 1. So I have this season 1 figure that I've had for quite some time. You can see this is actually Xandar's plate carrier. It actually matches pretty well. So we're actually going to leave it on that because I don't have any accessories for that. So we'll look at the head because I'm going to drop it in some hot water so the neck heats up. But looking at this face sculpt, this is a new one that we haven't seen. Got some pretty nice hair. Can't really complain about the hair right there. You can see the vampire ears right there. Clearly beat up. So it's got like a little gouge in his forehead. You can see the wrinkles. You can see the scar. Nice teeth. I mean, worn teeth. Has his goatee. Has his beard sitting right there. And this is what needs to be heated up. All right, so we're going to drop that in there, and then we're going to go over everything. So this is all reuse. We've already seen all of this stuff. Other than, I don't think we've seen the shotgun. We might have already had that. We'll get to that at the end. So we have this nice shield. It's clear on the top. All right, you have a little bit of wear on it. All right, it looks like maybe this is supposed to be lights or something that even like go right there. So you can see like the conduit there for the wire. This technically should kind of slide down if it was real, I believe. But you can see the rivets. So everything looks real good on it. And then what you actually have here is a piece where if you want to plug this onto his back, you can plug that into his back. That just kind of plugs on like that. Plug it onto his back so he can carry it around. Or we can throw this on here. And what's cool is you can swap it over so it can go to either the right or the left hand. This is something that it would have been nice if G.I. Joe would have done because they put shockwaves on the wrong way. All right, we have multiple blast effects. We have the big orange plume. As you can kind of see, it's exploding out here. Here's where the bullet's supposed to be. I like these. They're starting to grow on me a little bit more, even though I've had them for well over a year. Here's the mid-size one. This is more for, let's say, a rifle like this. All right, but some of them don't fit in, and we've seen that, so they might have to do a little bit of QC issues and just shoring up the millimeters, the size of them. So this is a different size. You can see the plume looks a little bit different, and there you have it just kind of shooting off. We have the smaller one, which I assume this is more for the pistols. I like the explosion right there. It's shooting out a little bit further, so once again, nice for some camera shots and different things like that. Then we get our smoke effect right here. All right, God knows we have a whole bunch of these, but I really do like these things, especially the smoke effect. All right, so we have a small pistol, which we've seen before. It's got the port for blast effect. There's your grip. You can see the little rivets right there. Trigger guard and the trigger. Over on this side, you can kind of see where the shell's going to eject out. Doesn't look like it has any type of safety. And this is not designed by Gridiron. All right, this was designed before they had an association with Gridiron, and that actually fits in pretty nice. All right, we have the helmet, which I will talk about this in a second. I'm not going to put all the pieces on it because it's a struggle. This one is all black, but it does have a little bit of wear to it. It looks like a nice little wash. But it looks like, I believe this is supposed to be netting going across. Here's where you're going to plug in the earpieces or the face guard. It has this little compartment right back here, or some sort of pouch. It also looks like right there, you can put stuff down the middle. I think that's supposed to be like an elastic strap. You have your straps right here to hold the helmet on. These do really get in the way, but they're designed really nicely. All right, there's no doubt about that at all. Now you're going to get 2 earpieces. All right, and they plug directly in, but they're soft. So the problem has been that they're the same like durometer as this, so it's hard to push them in. Heat this up. Don't heat these up. How you may even want to cool these down and then kind of plug them in. This design does look nice. You can see like the soft padding right there. You can see how this is going to connect. It's going to wrap up. Again, I think they do look good. We get the mask. It's like a little bit of a ventilation right there. Still has the earpieces. Has the light right there. And again, this is very pliable. So when you try and plug this in here, it doesn't really work so much. I mean, you can sit there and fight with it all you want. But again, my suggestion and what I've done, and you can watch some of my other videos that have the helmet, heat this up, push this in. This one tends to work better than these, only because there's 2 ports, so it's going to hold it in place. It does come with nods, and I will mention these nods are actually really nice, and they will flip up and down, and you can see how they sit right here, see all the design on them, and then they actually fit on the eyes. Now, the reason why I say these are better is this is a harder plastic, this is like a soft rubber, and for the most part, those would plug in perfectly fine. Where if these were made the same, with the same type of plastic this is, that would fit in a lot easier. Even if you had to heat this up, it'd fit in way better. And I like that this is soft and pliable. Classified does the same thing. It molds to their heads, but it keeps its shape. Unfortunately, this is what you call a struggle, and I'm not a huge fan of it. In the end, I have all this stuff literally just sitting. I thought I had one that already had everything on it. I have one somewhere, but I guess it's not within reaching distance. I apologize for that. Anyway, we'll move on. You can watch another video and you can see how I pop them on. Again, very easy. So here we have our saw, which is held like a minigun. It's the same one that we had in the other review. All right, so you have your trigger down here. It has what looks like some sort of like gas to operate it. It looks to me like you could run a string probably there and right in here, so you can create a sling to hold it on. You got this nice grip here. You got the your barrel running all the way down, has a port for blast effects. All right, and you're probably wondering, what the hell is this for? Well, this is to put other things on, like this saw. All right, so this is supposed to be the box for the ammunition. We see the chainsaw right there. All right, it has a guard up there. Nice wash to it. You got blood on here because he's obviously been doing some damage, and as you can see right there, these are meant to plug in like so. And it should plug in like that. But the problem is, it doesn't. You have to really heat it up to get that to go in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it here in hot water, let that heat up while we look at the other accessories. We get a shotgun that goes underneath it. There's your trigger. You can see your pump action right there. You do have a port for blast effects. There's your peg. Once we heat that up and we plug that in, it should form to that. There's your the box for the magazine, or the box for the ammunition. You can see the nice design. Again, still a little wear. I like the red. This works really well. With this one here, if you want, I use it actually on one of my Saw Vipers. And you can also take the gun. You can also take the gun, and if you didn't want to use this, you could plug it directly into there, and the ammo chute on the Saw Viper will fit in there. Or if you do this, you can just plug it right underneath here. Maybe you could cut a slit in there. Do whatever you want. Again, they're your toys. No one's coming to take them. Have fun with them. So once you heat up the gun, you can kind of plug that in there. Just kind of let it mold together. These are a little bit too hard, in my opinion. All right. So here we have the ammunition box right there, where it's going to plug in. This is a grenade launcher, a 203. You can see that nice design. You can see the wear that's supposed to be on the actual metal. And then you have your trigger. Now I already have one of these, so I don't want to keep this on here. And to be honest, I think a grenade launcher probably works a little bit better than a shotgun. So we're going to throw this on here. And that's what I think I'm going to keep on here for right now. All right. And all you have to do is heat it up and you're good. Here's a box. So if you don't want to use this, or hell, maybe you lose it for the actual saw that comes with one of the other figures, you can use that. Again, this is all designed by Gridiron. So you're going to get that Gridiron feel to it. All right. So just a nice little paint right there. You don't really see any rub. This just plugs right in, no problem. Then we have the beret. It has what looks like a little monster on it. Nice design. A little bit of paint rub right there. These things fit pretty well. Okay. See if Frank Castle. It can fit on Frank Castle. Not really that great. We'll grab this guy right here. And it fits on him also. So they do, the berets actually look really good. I'm actually highly impressed with them, to be honest, how they go. All right. Here's our M4 platform with the shotgun. This is designed by Gridiron. So you're going to have a magazine that drops out, a painted bullet. All right. Now, I will say some of these will fit with their 3D printed stuff. Others will not. Here's an extra magazine. Once again, painted bullet. You have what looks like a collapsible stock. Got some detail right there on the butt end of it. There you have your grip, your trigger and your trigger guard. You have your scope. You have your barrel, which what looks like maybe a built-in suppressor. And then you have the shotgun underneath there with a nice trigger there. You can have the pump action. It doesn't work, I believe, on an actual real Gridiron. It probably would. They can do this type of stuff on 3D prints. And then you have your little light right there. All right. So we're going to take this Operation Monster Force, and we're going to swap out the neck and everything. Now, you might be looking at this going, wow, how did that come? Well, I had Thor on here. We actually painted this to make it a skin color so we could make a figure from Extraction with, I forget his name. All right, so this water has actually cooled down tremendously. Hope I don't have to stop it. But the reason why I heated this up is because this here, these necks have been really, really stiff, and I wanted to make it so they wouldn't be as stiff, so we could just pop this right on. Now all the vampires from season 1, if I remember correctly, all had the exact same head sculpt. All right, and they just had that mohawk. Now I don't have any down here. So I like the fact that, I mean, I happen to have an extra figure, an extra buck. Gosh, man. I gotta say, like, these necks are way more stiffer with these. I think I might actually head it down all the way. Than with Season 1. Alright. So here we have this nice zombie figure. He has not zombie, I'm sorry, a vampire figure. Vampire head sculpt, which I actually like. Alright. It's something different. Again, they give you all these head sculpts like this in the original. You can flip it up and you can see exactly. He's got the gritting teeth right there. And again, with the ears is how I kind of remembered that this was this was supposed to come out with the other ones. And everyone kind of forgot about it. We were trying to figure out, like, what number is that? And I think we were dead on that, yeah, it was supposed to be this piece right here. So, if you want to use this, all right, best way to really do it, pop off the hand, throw this on it like this, flip it around, and then you're going to slide that on like so. Might be a little tricky, but in the end it's actually easier. Oh, this hand actually came off, so I guess I'm completely lying about this. Actually, I could do it without that. I kind of forgot that this thing comes off. I'm used to the classified one. So, straighten the hand out, throw that in like this, pop that on. Now we're going to take this, we can plug that in like so, and now you have that there. We want the M4 with the shotgun. We're going to throw this right up here. And I'm looking, I thought I had another one that's, I don't remember if the other, did the other one come with a shotgun? You guys can tell me. I have to go look at my Xavier. So this is the one thing I don't like about these guys. One of the things, the trigger fingers are bent too much. So it is hard to get, you have to pull their fingers out to get them in the trigger guard. A lot of people don't care. I hate seeing figures posed that don't have it like that. So he sits there. We can throw the beret on him. All right. Which definitely looks pretty damn cool. And now let's say we want this here. I'm going to drop that down there. I'll wrap the hands up right like that. He's going to sit just like this. All right. Like you don't know how the figure's set. But again, a different plate carrier. This goes to Xandar. I have 2 Xandars, so I threw that on there. Let's take the nods. Take the helmet here. Now this one here, well, there's really no reason to get the mask out because I like the actual helmet. Or I mean the actual face sculpt. So I don't want to hide that. And what we can do is take this. See if that fits in there. We get 1 machine gun blast. And then we have the big one. Which, actually, there's supposed to be a different size. Clearly, there's supposed to be a different one coming. Hopefully, there will be. So, I was going to do a different explosion down there. So, really, this guy gets that. But then we can take our... I don't like that on him. Because he's not dead. He's taken vampire blood. He's not a vampire. He has, like, I think 30 days before he can change. But that's what these things are. And again, if we want to use the guns for different things, for different characters, like let's say we take this, and look at this, I got this maximum Deadpool. which I think it fits perfect. The hat. This Maximum Deadpool is awesome, guys. You just use Deadpool with anything. He can fit in anywhere. Then you can see exactly how that gun looks. So, here we have Deadpool fighting side by side with half vampires. But I think that about wraps it up. I've done so many of these. You can see it is a disaster around me. Here, I'll show you. This is all the stuff, and this table is getting really small. So let's wrap it up. All right, there you go. That is the accessory pack for the Delta Red. Again, old figure, has a different plate carrier on. You can also get the shield that comes with it. You get the gun that I have over there on Maximum Deadpool. This will work for Night Force Shockwave. I know people have already wanted to use it. Or for regular Shockwave, because this was black. You can swap what hand it's supposed to go in. I like these things. This thing works perfect with the Saw Viper, if you put the saw on it. Or, you know, whatever gun you want. It's you. It's your toys, man. But I think a lot of people like these because they can... I mean, you have something for a Cobra Riot Squad, and then you also get a gun. You get a pistol that comes with it. You get this big old drop-down saw, or whatever you want to call it. So there's so much stuff that they've allowed you to do with these little packs. I think we're going to see a lot of them in photography for G.I. Joe and other brands like that. So I'm going to get out of here because I spent so much time. I still have the head pack to do, and then I'm done. Before we do, if you like this type of content, you like when I give you the Operation Monster Force, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop an Operation Monster Force. Now you might be saying, have you done any other figures? I see them all sitting there. Well, you're in luck, I have. And right here will be another one, and down here will be a playlist of all the Operation Monster Force stuff that I've done. Take care.